Every path costs something. Career success may cost you time. Freedom may cost you stability. Stability may cost you adventure. There is no life where basically you achieve everything at the topmost level. It is basically not possible for, like, in this lifetime where you experience everything at the topmost level. And this is something that us humans need to accept the fact. And yes, I'm not challenging your ego or in any fact like that. You can be as great as you could, but no great person even in history has achieved freedom, stability, adventure, and success, at career success, I would say, all at the same time, and many other things as well. It is you who is going to decide what is it that's actually going to make you happy, that's actually going to give you a fulfilling life. That if you get to live a long life, and when you get old, you feel like, I'll have lived my life in a very fulfilling way, and I love this life, and I would love to live this life 100 times again. And in order to build that life, you got to decide what is it that you are born with, the desires that you are born with as a human. Everyone, we as human beings, has our own desires, not the materialistic things, by the way. What I mean is a certain kind of desire that's actually going to keep one happy, a personal desire of ourselves. For some it is extreme high achievement, for some it is stability, for some it is having a lot of freedom, and for some it might be adventure. It can be anything, by the way, but you got to decide it. All right, don't try to achieve every single thing, because nowadays, especially on social media, we see these things. Some people are doing adventure, some are trying to chase stability, some are trying to chase high achievement in such a way that basically they are sacrificing everything, their social life, their sleep, their everything, to be honest, to actually achieve extreme high achievement in wealth, in status, and stuff like that. For them, it is their personal desires. Like, they have decided that this is what's gonna make them happy, this is what's gonna give them the fulfillment when they get old. For you as well, you gotta decide. And for some people, stability, like, they chase stability. All right, for some people, they might not have an extreme high achievement like the people that I talked before, but they have the stability, they're happy with that life, they have a peaceful life, and when they get old, they are fulfilled with their life, and they will also want to live their life again and again. So choose to live a life that you will want to relive again. All right, don't be brainwashed by the social media in such a way. Well, I'm not telling you to in such a way to just focus on one thing. It's completely different from that shit. You can always try different things, and you can also be a polymath at some form. And I'm not talking about skills and anything, by the way. I'm talking about mainly the human desires, like actual human instincts about what's going to give them fulfillment. All right, and it differs from person to person. So you got to be smart, you got to be really aware of what is it that's going to make you happy. So you need to accept the fact that there is no life where you get everything. All right, it's always going to cost you something. So just accept that fact. All right, it's not something that you need to be depressed about, and you just gotta let that sit in your brain, and you gotta like choose what is it. Like, you gotta think about what is it that's actually gonna make me happy, what that's actually gonna give me fulfillment, that's actually gonna make you feel like you have really lived your life with your own choices. You have created your own fate. Nowadays, I see a lot of people where basically they are chasing every single thing, which is not bad. All right, it's good to have a lot of different experiences, but if you really wanna, have fulfillment in your life, all right, if you really wanna achieve something, all right, if you wanna become the fulfilled version, the best version, I would say, of yourself, you gotta realize that, you gotta let that sit in your mind, that in this lifetime, achieving everything. And yes, once again, I'm telling you this again, I'm not talking about the materialistic things. I'm talking about the instinctive human desires. It's not possible to achieve everything. All right. I too want stability. Like as human beings, everyone wants stability, wants to experience adventure, wants to experience freedom, also wants to experience high achievement. But you need to understand that it is like not possible to like do that shit. All right. And you gotta decide what it's actually gonna mean. What is it that you really want to achieve, and you gotta focus on that shit. And once you accept this reality, once you accept this thing, that in order to achieve the highest version of what you actually want in your life, and you stop focusing on the things that really doesn't that you actually, to be honest, want. All right, you also want those things. Like for someone who really loves adventure, he's also going to want freedom, stability, safety, a high achievement as well. But for him, adventure is the main thing. So for him, he's going to tilt towards more. So he's going to tilt more towards the adventure side, right? So for someone like him, he needs to understand this fact that it is not possible for. I'm not saying this in a very demotivating way, but this is like just something that's actually going to even help you more achieve what's actually meant for you, what you're actually meant for. All right, so if you're meant for something, to achieve greatness in doing something adventurous, you can actually let that thing, like some people are really suffering in their thoughts, where basically they're just trying to achieve every single thing, and they can't even focus on the thing that they're actually meant for, and achieve greatness in some form in the things that they're actually meant for, right? So when you let this thing sit in your brain, it's actually gonna make you realize that there's like a mission in some sense for you to do that actually matters more, and you start focusing more on that thing, and it starts getting more fun in what's actually going to give you fulfillment in what you do. Whatever path you choose, you gotta remember that shit, that every path is going to cost you something. Choosing this path means sacrificing some of your desires, and in this lifetime it is basically not possible to achieve those things as well. And once you let that slide in, you got to focus on what you're really meant for, and you got to try to achieve greatness in that one thing, and it's actually going to help you focus more and achieve greater success in whatever you're meant for, and you're going to be free out of this suffering as well. And yes, this might not relate to some of the people, like most of the people I would say, but there are some people, right, who basically are suffering in their own thoughts, trying to do a lot of things, trying to achieve trying to achieve different things, and like in their own suffering, where they are basically not even trying to be great at what they're actually meant for. So whatever it is, let it slide in, that every path is going to cost you something. This is also a part of the sacrifices that you got to make to actually achieve what you're meant for. I hope you get the idea of the whole video, and I hope this video is helpful to you in some way. If you have any thoughts for this video or any problems with your life, you can definitely leave it down in the comments. Until then, stay disciplined.